For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's Friday, June 28th, 2024, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Former President Trump criticized President Biden's job performance as Biden struggled with rambling answers in the first presidential debate between the two. Susan Ferricchio and Seth MacLachlan report the 81-year-old president spoke in a raspy voice and was at times difficult to understand at CNN studios in Atlanta, occasionally losing his train of thought and trailing off. Aside from Biden's struggles, it got ugly fast as the two debated immigration, the economy, and taxes, and Trump's recent conviction for doctoring records to conceal a hush money payment. Biden's campaign said his hoarse voice was the result of a cold, but his missteps quickly became social media fodder and raised new questions among leading Democratic pundits about his acuity. As the Supreme Court winds down its term, Alex Sawyer and Stephen Dinan break down a trio of decisions from the High Court. First, the Sackler family, who made billions of dollars from the addictive painkiller OxyContin, cannot shield its money from opioid victims' claims in the bankruptcy deal for Purdue Pharma. The 5-4 ruling upends a complicated deal meant to compensate the opioid victims by having the Sacklers give some of their wealth to Purdue Pharma, their company, and then have Purdue declare bankruptcy and pay on the hundreds of thousands of claims against it. Justice Neil Gorsuch, writing for the majority, said the agreement violates bankruptcy law. OxyContin was initially billed as a powerful, non-addictive pain reliever, but a Purdue affiliate admitted in a 2007 felony guilty plea that the drug was misbranded. Along the way, the pills helped fuel an opioid epidemic that claimed hundreds of thousands of lives nationwide. Second, the Supreme Court stripped the Securities and Exchange Commission of one of its powers to unilaterally impose fines in fraud cases, saying the SEC's targets are entitled to a jury trial. In a 6-3 ruling, the court said that given the nature of the cases and the stakes involved, the defendants are entitled to a jury trial under the Seventh Amendment. The SEC has long used in-house panels, known as administrative law judges, to decide fraud cases and impose penalties. And third, the Supreme Court nullified an order that prevented the federal government from demanding Idaho allow abortions in emergency situations, despite a state law severely restricting the procedure. The justices decided they were premature in agreeing to hear the case because the facts were murky and needed more development in lower courts. The Biden administration filed a lawsuit saying Idaho's full ban conflicted with the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, which requires states that accept federal health funds to provide necessary emergency care to stabilize patients. And finally, Iranian voters will go to the polls Friday to choose their next president, with anti-U.S. hardliners dominating the list of major candidates. Of the 4 men running, Ben Wolfgang reports 3 are considered hardliners cut from the same political cloth as the late Ibrahim Raisi, who died last month. There is no clear frontrunner in the race, and if no candidate gets more than 50% of the vote, the contest will head to a runoff. It's unclear how the results could alter what is left of U.S.-Iran diplomatic efforts. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/frontpage or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.
That's the sound of your current hype level at the gas pump. But brace yourself for something fuel-nominal, because Unleaded 88 is about to take the hype to a whole new level. Unleaded 88 is cheaper, cleaner, and greener than regular unleaded. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So pump it up with Unleaded 88, brought to you by Iowa Corn.